Hey guys, I'm doing a little late night crafting and I'm using a technique that we haven't really used much when we've gotten together, so I thought I would show you a video so that maybe the next time we get together you could give it a try. It's a little bit more layering than we usually do, and it's using some pattern transfers, which we definitely have never done because I just did them myself for the first time and I ruined one of my transfers. So learn from my mistakes that this is not what you do with your transfers. Don't let the backs of them touch each other, the pieces, because they stick and it ruins them. And unfortunately, these pattern ones are on the more expensive side. So live and learn. Don't let them touch. But it was my own fault. I did it myself. I can't blame anybody. But what I did was I tried to save the transfer and I cut it up into smaller pieces, which I learned later. It's much easier to do than trying to use an 18 by 18 pattern on a little tiny thing. So what I'm doing is I am taking these leaves that I got from Target. I got them right in the dollar section. And I'm actually working on a basket for a benefit auction for a friend of my dad's. And it's all kind of the Thanksgiving thankful theme. So I'm using the Together, So Blessed, and Thankful transfer. This is a little tiny transfer. I think this is one of the $9.99 ones. It's a really inexpensive one. And I've used it on a couple different things, so it's really a versatile transfer. You can use it on lots of different things. I also have two of the patterns. There is one pattern that I cannot get back in stock fast enough, and it's the buffalo plaid. I've been waiting patiently for it to come back in stock, but it's not in stock yet, not till the 8th of October week. So when that gets here, trust me, you're going to see a lot of buffalo plaid because I'm addicted to buffalo plaid. But I think you call this is called houndstooth. I always say it wrong. But again, this comes in an 18 by 18. I got smart and cut it into smaller. And my poor polka dots that, not only was it well loved as it stuck together, but I had to cut it into smaller pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the big leaves. I'm going to put the polka dots on top and then a word. I haven't decided 100% yet, but I think I'm going to take these off because I don't know too many people that have a holiday tree that they hang ornaments on for. So I'm going to take those off and I'm going to put bows on them, and then I'm putting them in this bin with lots of other things that say thankful. Some of those you've seen because I posted the pictures earlier this week. So let's get started because I don't want to keep you here all night. I'm sure you don't want to watch me all night either. But I'm going to start with the the houndstooth. See, I still have buffalo plaid on the brain because I have not used this one yet. So a couple tricks to this, because these are, they were $1. They're inexpensive wood. They will ruin your transfers if you're not careful with them. So I did wax this. That sounds intimidating, but it's not intimidating. Those of you that have seen me wax, it takes 2 seconds to wax, but it is a very important step. So I am going to place the houndstooth down on my little acorn guy. Rub him down so I get all the air bubbles out. I'm trying to stay in the same color palette as the other things that I made for the basket. So I have fawn, which is kind of the bony color, herb green, and pumpkin pie for the words. So I think on this one I'm going to try the herb green. I already opened these up and stirred them, so I know they're the right consistency. I place my paste down, I grab a squeegee, I squeegee it off, and hope it works, because there's a little bubble or something in my transfer. Scrape off the excess, put it back in my container. Again, these are super quick and easy, not a hard thing to do. I've seen a lot of people, watched a lot of videos of people doing these little leaves, guys, so I know they're popular. So, pull my transfer off, and voila, you have your little, don't stick it to your mat. See, I'm not always the smartest. Have your houndstooth. So I'm going to let that dry, set that aside. The other guys I'm putting in my transfer in the water. That's how you clean it. I just set it in the water and I wash them off later. I'm going to do polka dots because I really like the polka dots way better than I like the houndstooth, which is why I'm a little sad that I have to order a new one, but live and learn. And I'm even taking them off run, right? You always put the transfer down and pull the backing off. You do that because of the static cling, and then the static cling doesn't make the transfer back stick to each other. See, yeah, I should learn from myself. Okay, so now I'm doing, I guess this is the maple leaf, and this is the oak leaf. Don't really know my trees. Okay, so this one, I'm going to do the bone in. So I take my, again, I already stirred these up, so I know they're the yogurt sour cream type consistency. I've been using them a lot lately, so I did not have to add any water to them. But if they've been sitting for a little bit, that's all you do, is you add some water to it. Just dip it right in, squeegee your chalk on this little section here. So when I post this, if you guys have any ideas about bows or what do you think you would do with these, I thought about, you know, hanging them from a wreath or doing something like that. I'm a little bit of a loss because they're ornaments according to the tag. Okay, so now I pull mine off and oops, I leaked. Bled, I should say. I bled. So you take my little Q-tip. These are precision Q-tips. You buy them right in the makeup section. And because I waxed this and it's wood, I should be able to get it off. Assuming I actually did this on the wax side, which I did. Okay, it's coming off. Always more beneficial, I think, to wait to fix it until the paste dries. Because, again, I'm just grabbing another one, dipping it in my water. Less likelihood then of ruining it when you get your Q-tip where you don't want it in the wet stuff. So I'll fix him up a little bit more as he dries. But he's pretty good, and once you put the words over him, you're not going to see it anyway. And that's kind of the beauty of this, is it's not supposed to be perfect. It's kind of cute with polka dots. I kind of like it. Alright. Oak leaf. That's what that's called. Oak leaf. Now, because I got my big transfer up, I have 2 polka dots. I could have just used that same transfer and not put it right in the water, but I wasn't thinking, and I put it right in the water. So, again, learn from me. Don't do that. That's what I'm going to put green polka dots on this guy, I think, so that I stick with the colors of the bin. So in the bin for the auction, I put, you guys all saw that Happy Fall. It's that Happy Fall, only I did it in one color. Yeah, one color. On the pillow, the gray buffalo plaid. Yeah, that's buffalo plaid pillow. And it turned out super cute, like way better than I thought it was going to turn out. So I did that, and then I did a one of the pumpkins. Again, I got those from Target in the craft section, these big chunky pumpkins. Behind me, see that one says give thanks. I bought a ton of those. I've stained them. They're just in the wood section, like the raw wood in the crafting section of Target. They're not expensive, but he's super cute. And he has welcome across him. And then, set that down, get you some green polka dots. Ooh, he's kind of cute, green polka dots. Ooh, I kind of like the green polka dots. Hope it doesn't, oh, does it look, hopefully with the words over it, it won't look Christmassy. Okay, so they're not drying as fast as they usually do. So I pull out my handy dandy little craft heater and have that strange satisfaction of watching this chalk dry. Really fun to watch it dry. I don't know why I think that's so cool, but you have to dry it completely because this is that whole layering technique that we haven't really done much of. I'm going to put another transfer over it, and if it's not completely dry, the transfer pulls up the chalk paste. And then if you're on a board, it's not a big deal. You just wash it off and start over. Trust me, I have done that many times. But because it's on this kind of wood, although I waxed it, it would probably come off, but it's not something I really want to have to experience. So this does not take a second. This is not a hairdryer. You can use a hairdryer. This is a craft, as I burn my fingers, this is a craft dryer. So it's like a heat gun almost. I find it works really well. As long as you wait for once, because it kind of heats it up, don't put your transfer down while it's hot. Your transfer really sticks then. So you want your transfer to be, or you want the item that you're chalking on to be cooled off before you put your next transfer up on top of it, or you end up with a sticky transfer. And that's not any fun. Because again, we don't want to ruin them. Okay, this one got a lot. It's taking longer for this one to dry because I did my chalk thicker, or more thick. It usually doesn't take this long. It usually dries really fast. Like by the time I'm done with one, they're dry. Okay, so we have our patterns. It's time for words. So again, I'm using this really cute little transfer that I did all kinds of things with him. So I have one that I've already got cut up because I've been using him. Okay, I gotta think about which word fits on which one. Thankful goes on the oak leaf. So blessed is the one that fits on the maple leaf. And together fits on my little acorn. I'm going to do all the words in the same color. I don't know why, I just thought that would look better. We're going to find out if it does or not. I'm not going to push them down too hard again because that paste is underneath it, but I do want to, oops, so blessed, my D is not on. I do want to make sure that there aren't any air bubbles in my transfer, or that's how I got that bleeding on the polka dot. That's what happens, is you get a little bleed. Usually it's not a big deal. It's a really big deal though if you're trying to do it on fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pumpkin pie. This is a beautiful color. I'm going to be sad when the season is over because I like this color. I'm going to use a bigger squeegee. Yeah, okay, so then I can, if I use a bigger squeegee, I can just do it in one big quick little swipe. And you know what, I'm just going to do all of them. Don't recommend this at home. This is that whole, what is that disclosure that used to be in all those kid cartoons when we were little? Do not try this at home. Do not attempt at home. You got to go fast because your paste dries, right? It's not pretty when it dries on the transfer. And you go to pull it up. I'm going to pull that one first. Let's pull this one first. Okay, I'm just throwing them in my water tub, my water bath. Ooh, these are kind of cool. One stuck a little more, and of course it's the one with the most paste on it. Please, 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 please don't let my paste. Oh, it didn't. Okay, yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. It's all fixable. Okay, so we have together. So, oh, I did it upside down. It's supposed to be this way. So blessed and thankful. So I'm going to redo my little so blessed guy because he has the hole. Or I could have just put the bow on top, but oh well, I'll redo them. So these are how quickly, I mean, look at, I did this and I talk way too much. If you're doing this without me yapping at you, it took me 12 minutes according to my little timer. But to give you some other ideas of things you can do with this transfer, I made some towels for this bin as well for the auction, where this is the ink instead of the chalk. And I had another transfer that has leaves, so I did the leaves. Done all kinds of things with it. So let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about layering so that when we get together and we do some more chalking, you're even more of an expert than you were before. I hope you're having a great Friday night. Thanks for watching me.